Welcome back to the AnimeVerse Recap channel. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and hit the notification bell to support me. Today, I will recap One Piece from episode 920 to episode 927. Let's get started. In episode 920, because the business prices in the area controlled by the Kiyoshiro family were too expensive, 3 henchmen Kuni, Kaku, and Suke came to Sanji's noodle shop to make things difficult. They demanded a business license and protection money, and even yelled at Sanji. Their mistake began when one of them threw the chef's hot bowl of noodles to the ground and forced others to eat it again. At that point, Sanji couldn't take it anymore and gently taught them a lesson because they were just some average samurai after all. Frankie saw Sanji having fun and got excited, so he stepped in to join in the fun by grabbing Suke's neck and slamming him to the ground as a pastime. The atmosphere in the shop, which was already tense, suddenly turned into a half-funny, half-satisfying scene. The regular customer Toko was also made a new bowl of noodles by Sanji. This girl was very special. She always smiled at everything, even when the bowl of noodles she had saved up so much money to buy was knocked over by Kiyoshiro's group. Even though her eyes were filled with tears, Toko still kept her signature smile. Toko was currently making cameo for Oiran Komurasaki, the most famous beauty in Wano, so beautiful that she could topple a city or a country. Her beauty made countless men in the area unable to hide their infatuation. Everyone wanted to see her with their own eyes. Today, Komurasaki had a parade to Shogun Orochi's castle because he was holding a banquet. Robin was also summoned to this banquet, opening a new development filled with tension inside the palace. At the Udon labor mine, Old Hugh sincerely thanked Luffy for saving his life yesterday. Luffy was so touched that he shared his hard-earned ration tickets so that the old man could eat his fill without having to work too hard. Reizo also appeared to report the situation to Luffy. He was trying to steal the key to the sea stone handcuffs and promised to help Luffy escape from his shackles as soon as possible. In episode 921, Caribou, who was defeated by X-Drake, is now imprisoned in the labor camp with Luffy. He constantly flatters and tries to please Luffy, hoping to follow him if Luffy can escape from this place. As for Oiran Komurasaki, about a year ago, she used her beauty to seduce a bald-headed tycoon. Komurasaki promised that the two of them would have happy days together, making him so infatuated that he sold all his assets and abandoned his wife to spend all his money on her. But happiness never came. In the end, he realized that he was just a prey, because Komurasaki never intended to be with him. A typical story about the most beautiful woman in Wano and the price many had to pay. When Komurasaki's true appearance appeared, Usopp, Sanji, and Frankie all looked at her, and their hearts were pounding. Many people had been led by her nose like that rich guy, but realized it was too late. It's best for those who have families not to let themselves fall into this kind of love trap. In episode 922, despite the chaos in Curry, Zoro leisurely wandered into a casino, guided by Tanoyasu, a man living in Ibisu town. Because Tanoyasu was good at playing sekbo, the entire casino was about to collapse, causing the management to start looking for trouble. Meanwhile, Kinman's group had sneaked into the food storage to take over the food supply for the troops. At the same time, they left a piece of paper with the name of the Atamayama Mountain Bandit group written on it to blame Shutenmaru, causing Orochi to misunderstand. After many days of working here, he learned that the blueprint of Kaido's mansion had been pawned by many people. Now no one knows where it is, or if it was even thrown in the trash. All that is known is that someone from Curry once had this blueprint. After leaving the casino after defeating the troublemakers, Zoro was advised by Tanoyasu to let the small matter go. Both of them headed towards Ibisu town, where smiles were always present, but hidden with sadness. In another development, because Doflamingo, the middleman, was arrested, the world government was forced to send someone to negotiate directly with Orochi about buying weapons. However, the negotiation was completely one-sided. Shogun Orochi clearly showed his upper hand. He demanded that CPO provide warships for the next transaction, and even demanded Dr. Vegapunk, a demand that made CPO pale, not just a few ordinary ships. In episode 923, the people of Ibisu are very similar to Toko. No matter how poor or sad they are, they always smile. They believe that crying won't change anything, so they just laugh first. However, the villagers are extremely kind to Zoro because they believe that the person Tano Yasu brought back is definitely not a bad person. The Shogun's party begins. He is Kurozumi Orochi, the ruler of Wano. Robin is also in Orochi's sights, but the beauty that attracts all eyes is still Oiran Komurasaki. Because Sanji caused trouble in the streets the day before, Law had to personally come to remind him to leave this area as soon as possible. Elsewhere, the 6 strongest commanders, Toby Rappo, start to act. Among them, Page 1 and X Drake are approaching, accompanied by Basil Hawkins. At the same time, Caribou tells Luffy what he knows, but Kid immediately denies it. Kid claims that he never tried to take down Big Mom. He says that he once seriously injured a sweet commander and took what he wanted before leaving. Kid's left arm was not taken by Big Mom, but lost in a clash with the Red Hair Pirates. In the Flower Capital, Nami and Shinobu have infiltrated the roof of the Shogun's mansion. While the officials are parting, Brook separates his soul from his body to sneak away to investigate and discovers where the important rock is kept. At the same time, the Big Mom pirate's ship is approaching Wano from the southeast. Upon hearing the news, Kaido immediately becomes angry and orders Big Mom to be shot down as soon as she sets foot. If Big Mom dares to enter Wano, Kaido declares that he will kill her immediately. In episode 924 opens with Kaido having his gunners fire back, but Big Mom's son is more than enough to protect the ship, helping her enter Wano territory to find Luffy for revenge. As the ship is pulled up the waterfall by the Carp, a dark figure swoops down from the sky. That is King, one of the 3 all-stars of the Beast Pirates. With his fiery wings and the power of the Ruru Nomi model, Pteranodon, King delivers a powerful kick, sending Big Mom's ship plummeting down the waterfall. Before Big Mom can even complain, she loses her balance, slips off the Carp's back, and falls into the raging whirlpool below, sinking deep into the sea around Wano. In the Flower Capital, Page 1, the owner of the Ruru Nomi model, Spinosaurus, is hunting Sanji. He attacks the soba shop owners to force Sanji to reveal himself, despite Law's warning that it would be dangerous to show up now. But when he hears the cries for help from the women being threatened by Page 1, how can a chef like Sanji just stand by and watch? Without hesitation, the Twisted Eyebrow immediately turns around and launches an attack to save them. Sanji wants to take down Page 1 quickly before X Drake and Apu arrive. Since his true identity is still hidden, Sanji decides to use what he has always avoided using. The Raid Suit No A3, the Vinsmoke clan's combat technology, is taken out. This is when Sanji must transform to protect the innocent without revealing his identity. Episode 925 starts off with a bang. Are you ready? We're about to see Sanji activate his Germa 66 battlesuit, something he's always refused because he doesn't want anything to do with the Vinsmoke clan, and then Stealth Black appears. The clan's third raid suit, which was originally designed for Sanji, has a completely different look. Like his siblings' battlesuits, it allows Sanji to fly, accelerate powerfully, and form a cloak with defensive capabilities. But the most special feature, and the one Sanji once coveted, is the ability to become invisible. The suit can reflect the entire surrounding environment, making Sanji completely disappear. Just think how many girls would have suffered if Sanji had this ability earlier. Back to the Shogunate, while the officials were parting, Robin quietly sneaked out to gather information. Unfortunately, she was discovered by the Oni Wabanchu, Orochi's ninja squad. The leader of the group was Fukurakuyu, a veteran and formidable ninja. Although Sanji had the advantage in speed and skill, Fukurakuyu was still a tough opponent. He continued to stand firm despite receiving many powerful kicks. Only when Sanji took a run from above and launched a soba kick did he suffer a little damage, but still stood up as if nothing had happened. The confrontation temporarily ended. Sanji retreated after testing the raid suit's capabilities, intending to have Usopp and Frankie refine it to better suit him. At the same time, Law led everyone out of the area, heading towards Ibisu Town to avoid being detected. Episode 926 returns to Robin's situation. Fortunately, the Robin that was attacked by the ninja was just a clone created by her Hana no Mi ability. Thanks to that, the real Robin was able to escape safely. Information about Robin being exposed was immediately sent to other scouting groups so they could continue their mission. Robin decided to return to the position near Orochi because the most dangerous place is sometimes the safest place. She also wore a mask taken from a drunkard to hide her identity in case the ninjas were searching for her. In another direction, the group of Chopper, Otama, Momonosuke, and Kiku suddenly discovered Big Mom's body washed ashore by the waves, exactly like Luffy's situation before. Chopper immediately panicked, signaling the group to run quickly because facing a Yonko is no joke. At the same time, Brook was looking for Robin. With his unique ghost ability, he accidentally caused the ninjas to panic and run away because they thought that the Kozuki clan's samurai spirit appeared to take revenge, just like the stories that Orochi often spread. Episode 927 opens with Big Mom in a strange state. After falling from the waterfall, she completely lost her memory, not remembering who she was or why she was there. Chopper's group immediately named her Olin, then began to think about taking advantage of this situation to drag Big Mom to confront Kaido to help the alliance. At the party, Orochi continued to talk about the prophecy of the samurai spirit returning for revenge. He absolutely believed in Toki's last words, even though no one around him believed it. No one dared to laugh out loud for fear of angering the Shogun, except Toko, a girl who was always smiling and carefree. Toko burst out laughing, making Orochi feel offended. He immediately rushed to attack her. Komurasaki immediately stood up to stop her, saying that there was no reason to punish a child. But Orochi was still furious, preparing to attack. When Toko was in danger, Komurasaki once again stood up to protect her. She slapped Orochi in front of all the officials. Everyone hurriedly asked Oiran to kneel down and apologize, but Komurasaki firmly refused. She said that she would never lower herself to others because she believed what she did was right. Komurasaki asserted that she was the daughter of a samurai, and she would rather die than live in humiliation. Insulted in front of so many people, Orochi became enraged and transformed into the monster form of Hebi Hebi no Mi, model Yamata no Orochi, a giant 8-headed snake in mythology. He used his power to threaten everyone. As long as Komurasaki apologized, Orochi would forgive her, but her answer was still no. At that moment, Robin carried Toko and ran away, but was immediately discovered by the Oniwabanshu ninja. As for Komurasaki, she was attacked by Orochi directly. The party quickly turned into chaos when Shogun went on a rampage. Meanwhile, the story shifts to Luffy, who is still trapped in Udon prison, and the big battle ahead has just begun. The Alliance's plan has just begun, and there are countless events waiting ahead. See you in the next video. Thank you everyone for watching and supporting.